Witness the legendary final chapter of Michael Jordan's career with the Chicago Bulls in the unforgettable 1997-98 season. A journey of pressure, conflict, and ultimate triumph. Discover the behind-the-scenes drama, iconic moments, and the shot that sailed a dynasty. From Phil Jackson's farewell to Scottie Pippen's frustration and Rodman's wildcard energy, this is more than just basketball. It's a story of legacy, leadership, and greatness. Relive The Last Dance, where every game felt like the end and every move made history. Imagine being at the absolute peak of your talent, surrounded by conflict, threats of the end, and the pressure to win. One more time. Now imagine doing all of that, knowing it is the last time you'll wear the jersey of the team that built your legend. This is a story of Michael Jordan's last dance. One of the greatest chapters in sports history. The 1997-1998 NBA season began with a strange vibe in the air. Despite the Chicago Bulls being back-to-back champions led by Michael Jordan, the greatest basketball player of all time, turmoil raged behind the scenes. General manager Jerry Krause had already made it clear Phil Jackson would not return as head coach the next season, even if the team won the championship. It was the end of an era before the first tip-off. It was in this tense atmosphere that the idea of documenting the season was born. ESPN named the project The Last Dance. Ah, entendi. Você enviou o texto em inglês e quer que eu faça a expansão em inglês, certo? Foi mal pela confusão. Vou refazer a expansão em inglês para você, mantendo o estilo original e ampliando os detalhes, ok? Aqui vai a expansão em inglês. Before The Last Dance, Michael Jordan had already cemented himself as one of the greatest athletes in the history of basketball. By that time, he wasn't just a player, he was a global icon, a symbol of excellence and relentless drive. Up to that point, Jordan had achieved 5 NBA championships, 1991, 1992, 1993, 1996, 1997, each one marked by breathtaking performances and unforgettable moments. 5 regular season MVP awards, acknowledging his dominance over multiple seasons. Countless iconic plays, from gravity-defying dunks to clutch game-winning shots that have become etched in basketball folklore. An almost mythical status transcending sport and inspiring millions around the world. However, Jordan's journey with the Bulls was far from a smooth, straight path. After clinching that first historic three-peat, 1991-1993, life took a painful turn. In 1993, Jordan's father, James Jordan, was tragically murdered, an event that shook Michael deeply. This devastating loss pushed him to step away from basketball. Seeking a way to heal, he briefly pursued a career in baseball, fulfilling a dream his father once had for him. But the game of basketball pulled him back. In March 1995, Jordan returned to the Bulls, hungry and determined to reclaim greatness. The ultimate goal: to secure that elusive third consecutive title in the 1997-98 season, the legendary Last Dance. Despite the Bulls' undeniable success, the 1997-98 season was fraught with tension behind the scenes. Scottie Pippen, Jordan's trusted right-hand man and one of the team's stars, felt undervalued and underpaid, leading to strained relations within the team. Phil Jackson, the mastermind coach known for his zen-like calm, was aware this season would be his last with the Bulls, adding emotional weight to every decision. Dennis Rodman, the unpredictable and fiery rebounding machine, remained as volatile and eccentric as ever, stirring both inspiration and headaches. At the center of this swirling storm stood Michael Jordan, fiercely competitive and laser-focused. He knew every game this season might be the last with this legendary roster. The pressure to perform, to win, and to leave the game on top was at its absolute peak. Amidst the internal conflicts and external pressure, the Bulls powered through a strong regular season. They finished with an impressive 62-20 record, once again proving themselves as a dominant force. Jordan's brilliance shone bright. He earned the MVP of the All-Star game and continued to lead the team in scoring, displaying a level of play that belied his age. But tension simmered below the surface. Questions loomed large. Would the team's internal struggles cause them to collapse before the season's end? Could Jordan, at 35, still capture another championship ring? Fans, analysts, and players alike watched every moment with bated breath. In the playoffs, the Bulls demonstrated their championship pedigree. They swept the New Jersey Nets 3-0 in the first round. They defeated the Charlotte Hornets 4-1 in the second round. Then came the grueling 7-game series against the Indiana Pacers in the Eastern Conference Finals. A tough test that pushed the Bulls to their limits, but they emerged victorious 4-3. The NBA Finals brought a rematch against the Utah Jazz, led by Karl Malone and John Stockton, familiar foes from the previous season. Every game was a battle. The stakes were monumental. Jordan, at 35 years old, played with the energy and skill of a 25-year-old, rising to every challenge. The global anticipation was at an all-time high. The world watched, captivated by the drama unfolding on the hardwood. June 14, 1998, Game 6 of the NBA Finals. The Bulls led the series 3-2, but the game was tight in a packed Salt Lake City arena. With just 18 seconds remaining, the Bulls were trailing 86-85. Jordan took control, scoring to put the Bulls up 87-86. But the moment wasn't over. He stole the ball from Karl Malone, raced down the court, stared down Brian Russell, his defender. A quick dribble, a step forward, the shot. Time seemed to freeze. The ball swished through the net. The crowd fell silent, then erupted. That shot wasn't just a basket. It was Jordan's final masterpiece as a Bull. The Bulls won 87-86. Their 6th NBA championship was secured. That game marked a turning point, the end of an era. Jordan retired for the second time. Phil Jackson stepped down as coach. Scottie Pippen was traded away. Dennis Rodman was released. The legendary Chicago Bulls dynasty disbanded. The Last Dance wasn't simply about basketball or titles. It was the poetic conclusion of a dynasty, a storybook ending worthy of the greatest legends. More than trophies, it was a testament to leadership, sacrifice, ambition, and relentless pursuit of excellence. In 2020, ESPN and Netflix released The Last Dance, a documentary series that gave fans unprecedented access to the Bulls' final championship season. Featuring never-before-seen footage, candid interviews, and powerful insights, it reignited the world's admiration for Jordan and his teammates. New generations discovered the depth of his greatness. Longtime fans relived the intensity of that unforgettable journey because it's a story about inevitable goodbyes. It's about pushing past limits when everything seems stacked against you. About leading with heart and soul, even in chaos. The Last Dance isn't just a basketball story, it's a story about life. About knowing the end is near, yet giving your all until the very last second, and leaving the stage as a legend. If this story inspired you, share it with someone who loves sports and the greatness of true leadership. What's your favorite moment from The Last Dance? Drop a comment below. Let's relive this epic journey together.